I'm Beth Saunders. You've seen me go through boxes of family pictures before, lots of estate memorabilia. This time, I thought you'd like to see the final results. Sister Debbie and I inherited this box of pictures from our Aunt Dianne, and we went through it in 2022. Our goal was to see what was in the box, sort through any pictures, and decide what to do with them. Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
Thanks for having me over so that we can look through the pictures, so that we can finally look through the pictures that we've been meaning to do.
I'm looking forward to it.
Remind us a little. What do we have here?
Do you remember that last family reunion? Our cousin Steve brought in a box of photos, and just a box of photos, and we were doing reunion stuff, and we really didn't have time to go through with them. So we're not really certain what we have here, but we know that it's family pictures over a couple generations.
Oh, cool. That's some of our favorite things. So we're going to try to figure out what to do with everything. First thing I noticed sticking out of the box here is a large framed photo. What in the world is this?
I think these came from Diane's house, so I think that it was something that had been done in the age before computers, where a photograph was done in typographical characters.
Oh my goodness!
So that's unusual.
So these are like little characters used to make the picture, and that is, I believe, Diane. Down here. So, and we don't know who this is, do we?
No.
Oh my goodness.
But so in some of these pictures, we probably can't identify all the people.
Okay. Well, some of the things I think you and I are going to want to keep, and some of the things we are going to give to, we're going to see if our cousins want them.
Yeah.
So
share with the cousins.
What do you think about this one?
I think that we have cousins that would really treasure that.
Yeah, I think so too. So why don't we start a pile for them over here?
Okay.
And then later on we can put things back in the box.
Okay.
We've got a lot to go through, and maybe I'll pull out some different things, and then we'll kind of try to categorize stuff. But this is a big 8x10 that's by itself. And that looks familiar, but look, somebody's dated the back. That's really nice, about 1960. And it looks like some other pictures that you and I have, right? That was at a particular event.
I think this was a family reunion that took place near Raleigh.
Okay. And doesn't that look like, is that Goldie's family?
That sounds about right.
So, what do you want to do with this one? Do you have a copy of this picture already?
No.
Okay. What do you want to do? Do you want to keep it? Do you want to try to find some of Goldie's family?
Yeah, maybe make a category reunion photos and then try to share them out from there.
Okay. So.
Because, as you know, our family had a reunion gathering just about every year.
Okay. And this, I know who this is. This is our Uncle Wayne. Oh, there's something behind it, actually. Oh, okay. So.
That's a picture of Diane in jail. Don't know what was going on there.
She's got her hand out, and I guess that's one of those fundraisers or something. So what do you think that for our the cousins?
Put it in the Diane pile.
The cousins that are closest to our Aunt Diane. And this is Uncle Wayne, and I actually have some of Wayne and Faye's things that I'm going to try to put together. So would you be okay with me taking that for the Wayne and Faye scrapbook that I'm going to make?
I think that'd be appropriate.
Okay, that's such a handsome picture. And if you want a copy, there's a year. That's wonderful. If you want a copy, just let me know.
They all look like movie stars.
They did. Our uncles were some good-looking men.
They dressed up for pictures.
And at least one or two of them would be the first to tell you that they were some good-looking men.
Yeah. I can name names.
Okay, so I'll put that there. We're making progress. All right, now here's some, and let me tell you, rubber bands are horrible for pictures.
There were already some pictures in there that had some paper clips. And I removed those, knowing that that was
thank you.
bad. So
Yeah.
we need me to take those rubber bands
Okay.
off of those.
I don't know if we have any envelopes, or we didn't bring a power sort box today where we would probably file some of these. You have a power sort box, and I have one too. This, I don't know whose house that is. This looks like a selection. Here's a tombstone. Yeah. But I do know these names that are in the tombstones. And you know, some tombstones on Find a Grave, you can't read anymore, so it's really nice to have old pictures of them. And these are basically the Perkins family.
Right.
So I will just temporarily put this on here to keep it from the other pictures, but I will get that rubber band off very soon, like when I get home. These are portraits of the rare time we got our whole family together for a family picture, and that was herding cats, wasn't it?
Can you imagine getting that many people in front of a camera?
Yeah,
all at one time.
I think there were still a couple that couldn't make it, but these look like multiple copies of the same one.
Oh, this is June's graduation.
Are you serious?
Yes, there she is.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, there she is in her nurse's cap.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you want to do with that one? And there's more. This is more of that. Do you want to keep it for now and then share it with her family?
I think we need to get it to a dare.
Get it to her family. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Extremely bad.
Oh, this says
condition. Is this grandmother? Is this our grandmother?
Wow.
It says Eva.
Oh my goodness.
We need to share that.
Yes.
Because this is the first picture that I've seen with her this young.
I know. I've seen one more.
But once I look at the face, I can tell it's her.
Now,
especially since it says Eva on the back.
Would you like to scan this one?
Yes.
Okay. That is really awesome, Debbie. So if you wouldn't mind scanning that and sharing it. If you want to keep these together, this is Granddaddy because it says Skinner on the back, and that was his nickname.
That was his nickname.
This is Grandmother laughing. That's so funny. She's the one on the right. No, on the left. Sorry. I was looking at it backwards.
Mm-hmm. It is especially worrisome to find children because you look at the child and you don't always know who it is.
Yes. It would be great if we know who it is, but I absolutely
see
love
those little boys, precious little
it.
boys. But
it's very carefully off.
You know, you might know that they're related to us, but you don't really know who they are or when it was taken.
So when you have a paper clip, now this is vinyl covered, but I don't want it right on the surface of a picture. I didn't bring my tools with me today, but it's great to use like your multi-purpose tool or a letter opener. You can use your fingernail, but trust me, when you work in the archives, that can be really hard. If you're doing that repetitively, that can hurt your fingernails. But I'm going to use that here to lift up. Before I just pull it off and potentially scrape the picture, I'm going to lift it up and so that it doesn't scrape, so that the paper clip is actually bent upwards. So now it comes off easily. Whew. And we didn't scratch the picture. So is anything on the back? No. And this, I believe, is Uncle Wayne. But there's writing on the back. I have a larger version of this. That's why I think that. It says,
eyes hazel, hair light brown.
Yeah. Maybe that's a photographer. Oh, it did. Right here. Wayne, about 1925.
Okay.
Yay.
Now we know.
So, I would like to put that with Wayne and Faye, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And where did I put them? Okay. That's great because I had just sort of a small selection of their things. I don't want to put it all together and make some pages about them. These are unidentified, and I'm going to put them with the Perkins things. Okay.
More rubber bands.
Rubber bands actually sticking together.
That have melted together.
Woo. And then after that, they'd get dry and brittle, but they just stay sticky. So we're not even going to put that one back on temporarily. These look pretty old. Let's see if there's any writing. April 5th, 1942.
Oh.
I know who that is. I don't know who that is. Do you?
No.
Think it could be grandmother?
I think it could be grandmother's mother.
I have a picture of Mrs. Clifton. And that's what my mom, what our mom called them. They called Mrs. Clifton, her mother-in-law was Mrs. Saunders all of her life. So very polite. But we know who these two are, don't we? This is Diane and June.
The twins.
Yeah, twins, one blonde, one brunette. So that is really awesome. And this might be our great grandmother. What do you want to do with these? We should maybe eventually scan them and share them.
Put this in the Diane pile. Because that might be the youngest picture of her.
Yeah. I will put it in the Diane pile, but I will get a scan of it before I give it away. Because I would really like to have that of our aunts. And I'm going to put this with Wayne, and we'll try to ask Aunt Florence for sure if that's Grandmother Clifton. Okay. So there's several of different eras here, little portraits.
School picture of Diane.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So this might be her too. You think this might be the two of them? Diane and June?
Well, they're dressed in the same dresses.
Because doesn't that look like Adair's little face?
One blonde and one brunette.
So we think that might be them. They're not labeled. Pretty cool. Okay. All right. Get this. Now this rubber band is already stuck here. Let's see. Even though these are modern pictures, they do deteriorate. Oh my goodness. So I might have to, nope, it came off. I was going to say I might have to get my multi-purpose tool. It did leave a little residue though. That's a shame.
But you can see it left a mark on it.
Now these are our modern family reunions. And we know that's probably at City Lake. And if you don't mind, I would like to add those to our scrapbook since I've already started with some of the Saunders reunions.
Is that Alfred and Randall?
Yeah. No, that's Gene. I think that's Alfred and Uncle Gene.
Alfred and Uncle Gene. Okay, I didn't look at the face.
Yeah. So here's some more portraits. These look like these are going to be Aunt Diane. Like her school pictures and through various eras. As a young adult. This one is stuck to... There she is as an adult. So Diane and
Check
June.
this out.
Yes, I remember this on the wall at grandmother's. This is Diane and June. Look at that. Oh, that's really, really cool. Okay. I think that's more Diane. So here's some negatives. What's in there, Debbie?
I haven't had a chance to look at them. So I don't know exactly what they are.
Looks like two little girls about the same age. The problem is I never have time to do it. But I do have a scanner.
I remember that picture printed out. This is Aunt Diane, and she is cooking.
Okay. So these negatives look like more pictures of Aunt Diane. And these are actually the size of negatives that we inherited from Daddy. So
he likely made those pictures.
Yes. Yeah, he was the family photographer. This was his baby sister. So I got a scanner that does regular size negatives, and it didn't do this size. So I had to make an adapter that does this size of negative, and I can do this at home. Okay, there's just a bunch of loose photos here on top. What do you think?
This is Aunt Lorraine, the other sister.
Yeah. There were 3 sisters and 5 boys. Aunt Diane is in the middle of that, but we don't know who the other people are. These with the rubber band.
More rubber bands.
Yeah. That's June, isn't it? Even though we've never seen her in those glasses.
I think it is.
It's stuck to something. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just back.
No, I think it's a Polaroid. Oh, it is stuck.
Yeah, but
It's two Polaroids.
it's stuck to a piece of cardboard. It's not another picture, I don't think.
Well, there was something that was even older than that, Beth, and you probably don't remember. It was back in the early 60s. There was a commercial that said, "Meet the swinger, Polaroid swinger. It's more than a camera, it's almost alive." So you take the picture
Uh-huh.
and you zip it off and put it on a backing.
Oh.
And each picture had a backing.
Oh. Well, I bet that is what that is.
So it developed the picture.
Oh my goodness.
Obviously, that was the first kind of Polaroid.
Well, thanks. I didn't know about that. And then I see Diane in some of these. These are not that great. Pictures of mess. I've done that. I've taken pictures of mess before.
I have to.
Somebody's household clutter and some cars. And a car that's been banged up, looks like.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
how do you feel about throwing those out?
What's at the back?
Not all of them. There's one at the back I wouldn't want to throw out.
The pictures of clutter and the blurry pictures.
Just bad pictures and some
I
clutter.
don't think that's helpful on any level.
That might have been her apartment.
Mm-mm.
So how about throwing these away?
Okay.
That's hard for us to do. I know that's hard for people to do. Put them on the floor. Okay, this is one of our little cousins. I don't know who. Maybe one of the Perkinses.
I couldn't tell you. Once again, this is a child's photo that has not been identified, and the child may not look that way anymore.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't look that way anymore.
Oh, these are nice portraits.
Mm-hmm.
So, those are Aunt Dianne. And that looks like more of that apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Robert Upchurch. Cool.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm gonna put that there. That is a cousin that we never met. He was our aunt's son, or our uncle's stepson, who was older children. So this is such a variety of years going on here. Here's another Polaroid. I don't know who that baby is. Since this is a Polaroid in Diane's collection, do you think it could be one of her children?
I don't know.
I will put this in the Diane pile just in case.
Okay. There she is.
This is a dare.
Oh, yeah.
So that is a cousin of ours.
Uh-huh.
We recognize some of the pictures.
And nice picture. We don't know who it is or what year.
So what to do with pictures that you have absolutely no idea.
But we can compare the scalloped edges with that one.
Mm-hmm. I have done that before with the other side of our family.
You have to use forensic evidence to
exactly.
try to back into it and identify the people in the time period.
I think this is slightly different though, because although they both have scalloped edges, one picture is a little bit taller than the other, and it has an indented rectangle. So I don't think these were made at the same time. Nothing written on the back. Just some friends, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
These envelopes are okay for temporary storage. I mean, I wouldn't want permanent, but they're better than a rubber band. All right. So what do you think that pile is? And I'll look at the next pile. And it's going to be some of the Perkinses.
Yeah, that's Linda Chume.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is a family reunion, and it was developed in 1989. So I'm going to put this over here.
Somebody really proud of some beautiful flowers.
Beautiful flowers.
Spider red.
So that might potentially be a toss.
Well, here's an entire stack with no people in it, except for the blackmail picture of the person.
Except for the person sleeping. So, do you think we could toss this? The flower, just a bunch of flowers and stuff? I'm going to pull out just these few pictures. Pictures, and we're going to throw the rest away. We are making progress. So, I'm going to, just to cut it a little bit short, I'm going to skip some of the loose pictures for the video.
Mm-hmm.
And let's pull out different types of pictures that we have. Now we have a whole stack of these really nice little portraits.
And the frame pictures
Mm-hmm.
have held up very nicely.
Yeah. That fortunately they weren't like left in the sun or anything like that. They were probably on her wall at her apartment or something. Um, they're very pretty, but frames take up a lot of space, and I don't think either one of us wants to put them on the wall. So I suggest that we offer them to her children, um, and then maybe suggest that they be taken out of the frames. Maybe we want to scan a couple of them. Like this one is great. This is of our Aunt Young as a young girl. I think that's wonderful. Do we want to scan a couple of them for us?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. We want to put it over on the edge. And then we have more loose pictures, including our grandmother. And then there are some more framed pictures. There are some very large ones in the bottom. And I think maybe the same thing, offer them to our cousins. And what do you think? Okay.
That sounds like a good idea.
If they don't want them, then I would put them in a file. I would take them out of the frames for us and put them in a family file for preservation.
Okay.
Let's check this one out. This looks like negatives. Some of these, these are portraits, but they're different. They're not the framed images that we just looked at. So
these must be the ones that were the shots that were under consideration.
Oh, maybe so.
Mm-hmm.
So I think over in the Diane pile here. Mm-hmm. And then, there's Granddaddy. Look. This is 1943, this one. And this is probably a church photo or something of grandmother.
Yeah.
So he died a lot earlier than she did.
This is Olin Mills, 83.
Oh, how nice.
There's a date on it.
Oh, great. Okay.
That's very helpful.
All right. So, all right. Did you have any particular questions for me?
I just want to find out more ways to preserve these photos because like the rubber bands and the paper clips, some of them haven't been stored necessarily in the best way, so I want to move in that direction.
And I'll answer a question that I kind of have for myself, and maybe a lot of other people have. When you run into a lot of family pictures like this, it can be very overwhelming. And I would love to do like the genealogical scrapbooks and all this beautiful, perfect stuff. But I'm not retired and we are both very busy. So, we might do this someday, but I will give you a tip. So, for example, our Uncle Wayne and Aunt Faye, I have fewer pictures of, and I'm planning to do a family album that is not an album for each child, our aunts and uncles, but sort of a family album that I can work on a couple of pages at the time. So the small collection that I have of Uncle Wayne and Aunt Faye will be several pages, then I'll put them in, and then I can do maybe some pages on Aunt Dianne and put them in, and the album will gradually grow, and it won't be so overwhelming.
That sounds good.
Okay. Well, thank you, Debbie, for helping me out with this and for taking the time to go through the pictures.
You're welcome. Thank you for sharing your expertise.
You may be wondering why we were going through this box when we mentioned that our aunt has children. Well, our aunt was single, and in the 60s she had children, but they were adopted out of the family. We didn't even know anything about them until we were adults and we got to meet them, which was pretty exciting. We're all kind of in touch, like online, but my paternal side of the family just doesn't get together anymore. And my two cousins, my aunt's children, were adopted into two different families, and they live really far apart. So my aunt was very close to a nephew who lived in this area near her, and he's the one that gave us the box, knowing that we're interested in family history, and we were very interested in these pictures. Since we went through the pictures, I've scanned most of the ones of my Aunt Diane, and that will help with sharing them digitally, and we'll get to keep some copies. It also helps because I want to scrapbook copies of the sort of larger size and these different kind of pictures that are mounted on cardboard. I don't want to put them in my scrapbook album like this, so I scanned them and printed them out as normal pictures. So here's what I've done with some of the pictures. This is my Saunders Family Heritage album, and the idea is to start with my great-grandparents and then go to my grandparents, and then have a few pages for each of their children. You see, I've already made some pages of Diane and June, our twins, and these are copies of those original pictures. Some of her school pictures, and then I'm going to scan some of those frame pictures, including looks like when she was a teenager and a young adult, and then some pictures of her as an adult. My aunt, in this collection, she had a few pictures of her other siblings and then some negatives like we've talked about before. So I have put them in my power sort box to kind of collect enough to put in the album for my other aunts and uncles. I already had a family reunion album, and what I did was I took Diane's snapshots using the years that were printed on the backs and just scrapbook them in here. So I have 1983. These are some years that I wasn't there. And also I copied handwriting from the backs of the pictures. I thought it might be Aunt Diane's handwriting, little snarky comments, especially about her mom. But then I showed them to her sister, and Aunt June recognized it as her own handwriting because she had probably mailed this to my Aunt Diane. Yeah. Then we have 1988. And I don't know the story in the pictures. I wasn't there, but I recognize a lot of the people. So I just labeled their names and put them in here in chronological order. And then this is another reunion from 1989. And that is my aunt, and these are her pictures. So I really enjoy that. There were some that were not so flattering, so I just stuck them into pocket pages, and I can always pull them out or do something with them later. I still have a little ways to go, including with these framed pictures, but I've made a lot of progress. I messaged my cousins recently, and they are really excited about these pictures. They do want to have them. We just have to figure out a way to get both cousins access to them when the distance is a challenge. So this box has been on a journey, and the journey is continuing. Subscribe to my channel if you want to follow along on this journey as I care for our family's heritage and memories. I'd love to hear what you're working on and any questions you have in the comments.